You're banned from this historical society. You and your children and your children's children. For 3 months.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 banned TV shows.
Wow, this place has changed. It used to be so much gayer.
Straight people always take our best stuff. First, they came for our brunches, and I said nothing.
For this list, we'll be looking at the programs that were or are outlawed in parts of the world as of September 2022. Which of these banned shows surprised you the most? Sound off in the comments. Number 10. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. On paper, a group of kids in spandex saving the Earth from goofy monsters seems about as innocent as you can get.
Whoa, what are these?
Those are your power morphers. When in danger, raise them to the sky, calling the name of your dinosaur, and you will morph into a formidable fighting force known to one and all as the Power Rangers.
But these teenagers with attitude got majorly grounded in Malaysia. Not because of the show's violence or anything like that, but because of its name. As a shorthand for the morphing Rangers underwent before battle, the show almost exclusively used the word morphin.
It's morphing time.
Unfortunately, Malaysian officials thought it sounded a bit too close to the word morphine. The Bright Heroes were accused of glorifying drug use and were forbidden entry into the country until the slang was dropped from the title entirely. Guess it wasn't quite morphin' time yet.
All right, guys, let's morph.
Right.
Number 9. Malcolm in the Middle. No matter what their theme song says, it seems the real boss of the Wilkerson family are certain censors. Malcolm in the Middle launched to critical acclaim in 2000 due to its hilariously honest portrayal of adolescence.
Dewey, what can I do for you?
Mom!
Shut up! I'm trying to help you!
However, its unflinching look at Malcolm's hormone-ridden life is the same reason it was banned from Malaysian airwaves. Representatives believe that both the young and adult characters were placed in mature situations far too often.
It's the best Thanksgiving ever. I'm gonna memorize this moment so I never forget it.
This comedy certainly was a bit edgier than a few of its contemporaries. While its offbeat nature may not have appealed to censors in Malaysia, the show definitely found an audience in other markets.
You don't have any friends. Mom told you you're never allowed to talk about that.
Number 8. Happy Tree Friends. Don't let the name fool you. This is most definitely not a show for kids. Honestly, it's not for anyone with a weak stomach. The cartoonish art style is just a facade to deliver some of the most graphic, gruesome, and merciless violence ever seen in animation. Simple storylines like going to the amusement park or setting up a lemonade stand always end with someone's fur coated red. It's hard to blame countries like Russia for preventing its international release, since it could easily be mistaken for a children's program. If a kid ever did tune into this, they'd probably be left with nightmares for life. Number 7. Modern Family. The seminal sitcom's portrayal of a happy same-sex couple led to a few snafus with overseas markets.
And we decided we really wanted to have a baby. So we had initially asked one of our lesbian friends to be a surrogate.
Then we figured they're already mean enough. Can you imagine one of them pregnant?
But censors in Iran took it a step further. After the Islamic Republic of Iran Broadcasting refused to air the show due to Mitch and Cam's romance, the country decided to remake Modern Family completely.
Let's just let our daughter have a normal childhood, huh?
I think that gay cruise has sailed.
Half Sang, as it's called there, is virtually a shot-for-shot remake without Mitch or Cam. They're instead replaced with a heterosexual couple that has an adoptive child. Ironically, the great lengths they went through to alter the show made Modern Family feel less modern.
We both looked very handsome tonight.
You know, if you just said that I looked handsome, I would have said so to you.
I couldn't take that chance. I wanted to get off on the right foot.
Number 6. Cooked with Cannabis. The title immediately doesn't leave much to the imagination. As you can imagine, the main ingredient of this food-themed reality show is recreational marijuana.
I'm really here to have a good time.
cook with weed, hopefully break some stereotypes and stigmas. That probably sounds whack.
While it's legal to chef up the plant in certain states in the U.S., the show didn't get licensed to air in a few international markets. Notably, Netflix removed it from their Singapore service because the censors there have a largely negative perception of marijuana.
People look at weed as like it's so bad, but it's not. It's so flavorful, it tastes good, and if it's grown the right way, there's endless opportunities that you can do with it.
The policy also meant that the similarly themed Cooking on High that launched on the streaming service 2 years prior didn't last either. There's little chance any show that features marijuana-themed dishes will be served to the country anytime soon.
Anybody feeling anything?
Oh, yeah, I feel good. I'm in good spirits, you know?
Yeah.
I'm about to make some phone calls.
Number 5. The Simpsons. Since its humble beginnings, the crude exploits of the Simpsons family have faced serious backlash over its crass humor.
You are a senile, buck-toothed old mummy with bony girl arms, and you smell like...
an elephant's butt?
An elephant's butt.
But that's nothing compared to the complete removals it saw in other countries. China dropped its license allegedly to help foster its own animation industry. A BBC News article revealed that Venezuela also found the show unsuitable for children.
If you don't watch the violence, you'll never get desensitized to it.
Miraculously, The Simpsons was able to narrowly escape a ban in Russia. Given the amount of bold jokes on the show, it's kind of shocking that The Simpsons isn't forbidden from airing in more parts of the world.
Oh, look at him sleeping. He's like a little angel that killed 50 million people.
The biggest thing the show seemingly has to worry about are criticisms that it isn't as funny as it used to be.
How would you like it if 20 years from now people were laughing at things you did?
Not likely.
Number 4. MASH. Hawkeye & Company's Mobile Army Surgical Hospital is regarded as one of the most popular television series of all time. But it was a different story in Korea.
I will get the nurse.
I will get the nurse.
Frank Burns eats worms.
Frank Burns eats worms.
Very good.
While the show was full of great humor, there was no avoiding that it was set against the backdrop of the Korean War. As a result, the series often portrayed the harsh reality of a war-torn country.
You know, sometimes I think there should be a rule of war saying you have to see someone up close and get to know them before it's okay to shoot them.
This included showing South Korean citizens struggling to get by. Since the country didn't want to be seen in such a negative light, the show was banned there. The harsh circumstances that MASH wanted to portray clearly wasn't something South Korean censors thought was appropriate for its people.
War isn't hell. War is war and hell is hell. And of the two, war is a lot worse.
Number 3. South Park. A single episode is all it takes to understand why this lewd animated program has weathered a decade-long hurricane of controversy.
It doesn't look like our protest is working. It'll work. It has to.
It succeeded in offending most of every part of society at some point, and it wears that as a badge of honor. Vulgarity, violence, politics, religion, you name it. They're probably banned for it somewhere.
Lord, we thank you for this staggering payload of frozen waffles you have bestowed upon us. And since we have been faithful to you, we know that you will send us some good fortune one of these days, even though you sure as hell seem to be taking your sweet time.
The show's aggressively obscene nature and willingness to criticize everyone led to an unprecedented ban from China. Not only was it removed from streaming sites and broadcast, but any terms related to the series were forbidden from social media platforms. Of course, in true South Park fashion, there's an entire episode of the series poking fun at the situation.
Hey, these guys were nice enough to come all the way from China to help us with our standards. We can at least listen to their notes. Okay. Actually, gang, we need to rewrite the whole second act.
Number 2. The Legend of Korra. After 4 seasons and over 50 episodes, it's only Korra's final minutes that ended up sealing its fate in Kenya.
Want to sit with me for a minute? I'm not ready to get back to the party just yet.
The show's dramatic and action-heavy plots take a front seat through most of its storylines. But they don't overshadow a plotline wherein heroines named Korra and Asami become a lot more than friends.
It's so good to see you again.
You too.
And I'm loving the hair.
Thanks. You're looking snazzy as always.
While the two are never depicted sharing a kiss on screen, the show uses imagery from its predecessor series to heavily imply the two were in a relationship. Although it was a breakthrough for representation, the moment caused the Kenya Film Classification Board to deny the show entry.
I am so sorry about what happened. Thank you.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Doctor Who. Unless there's some serious rewrites coming, this show may never get a release in China.
Good men don't need rules.
The government has been known to enforce edits on international media, but the issue they have with this show can't be easily written around. And no, it's not the sci-fi violence, political commentary, or even the themes of reincarnation.
Everything ends. That is always sad. But everything begins again too, and that's always happy.
Instead, China draws the line at time travel. The country reportedly frowns upon any media where characters are able to alter time for their detriment or benefit. Unfortunately, the show's entire plot revolves around visiting the past, future, and everything in between. It seems the Doctor would need more than his TARDIS to travel to airwaves in China.
I am and always will be the optimist, the hoper of far-flung hopes and dreamer of improbable dreams.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.